What's up guys, Untitled Studios here, and these three vacuum cleaners in particular are ones where I was filming other videos with them, didn't upload them, at least not this one I didn't upload the video on until yesterday, and I was going to upload the unboxing of this one today, but the file just corrupted for some reason, so I decided whatever, I might as well just scrap it and just do this video, especially since there were some issues with it in that video that I've since fixed. So this is just kind of the updated video showing all three of these machines. And it's funny because all three of these machines are machines that I've been wanting, specifically these exact versions, these exact color schemes and versions, for a very long time. So that is very, very nice. So these two I got on eBay. This one I got locally. So this one I got first, so we'll start with this one. This is a blue Hoover WindTunnel, and you can see this one still needs a little bit of work. This one obviously wasn't in the best shape when I got it. I wiped it down really quick, but you can see it needs a more in-depth, thorough cleaning. This one I got locally. There was someone selling it for $10. I immediately messaged them the moment I saw it. They said it was pending pickup, so I said, well, I can pick it up right now. If I gave you $20, can I pick it up right now? And she was like, well, I was going to meet the other person later today, but yeah, I can do that. And so I get there, I immediately hop in my car. I had exactly $20 on me, including some quarters, because I usually don't keep a ton of cash on me. So I had just $20 exact in my wallet. Gave that to her. I kind of apologized since the dollar of it was in quarters. She's like, oh, that's fine. And, and she was like, yeah, I had someone else who was going to get it who needed a vacuum. And I'm like, well, I sell these all the time, so if she needs a vacuum, just send her in my direction. The reason I wanted this one specifically was because I had one of these as a kid, and I really liked it, and I really liked the blue color, and I wanted to find another one, so this was perfect timing. And she was like, well, that's wonderful. And it belonged to her mother, and she took very good care of it. As you can see, it has all the attachments. She just unfortunately passed away, so as a result, she didn't need the machine anymore. So, her daughter was getting rid of it for her. So, I picked it up, and it does need some work. You can see according to her, it's functionally just fine. I have not turned it on yet. These other two I have. This one I have not turned on yet, but I would imagine it works just fine. Since, again, if it has all the attachments, then they clearly took pretty good care of it. And, yeah. And it is the blue color that I wanted. At my local vacuum store, there was a model similar to this. It had slightly different branding on the front, but it was still a WindTunnel in this translucent blue color. And the shop owner wanted $60 for it, which I think is a pretty fair price for a reconditioned old WindTunnel. And I was going to pick it up, but the store is closed right now, or at least it was at the time. I don't know if it's open again now at this time, but either way, got this for $20. So basically I'm spending $40 and in exchange having to recondition it myself. So I think that's a pretty fair pretty fair way of getting it. So I know some people probably point out, well, you already have the black one. You got the black one from a vacuum save video. So why did you get this blue one? Especially because apparently the black one's even nicer because it has, instead of having the bag change indicator on the door, it has like a light sensor for it. And the answer is, well, because I honestly just like the blue color more. And I don't really mind the difference of the bag indicator being slightly different. Honestly, the bag change indicator isn't really a big deal to me anyways, because first off, this has a translucent door, so I can see if the bag is puffed out, and also I can just check it myself because I use this, and you can see that's the only little nick on the cord right there. Or nope, it was in my hand. That's the only little nick on the cord, but it doesn't appear to go that deep, whereas the black one had a pretty badly messed up cord. Still works, but not a good enough cord for me to want to keep it in my collection, so I'll probably have to replace the cord on that. So that's just another thing. These wheels really need some oiling because these wheels are not very good. I'm assuming it was probably sitting in a garage for a while. So I did check the bag. Also, I figured out how to take the bag door off the other one because some people were saying, hey, you're not taking the bag door off properly. So yes, I have to push down and then the door pops open. It's not nearly as straightforward as a power force. But either way, Always liked these old wind tunnels, and, you know, I wanted a tempo for a while, but now I see not much reason to get one, because this is basically a tempo, but better. Since it has the longer cord, the height adjustment, all that wacky stuff. Is this in the off position? I think it is, yes. So I'm going to unplug. Actually, I'll plug it in over here. Now, this plug has a bit of stuff on it. Hopefully that won't kill me. I'll have to clean that off later. And we'll see how this goes. Well, the wheels are pretty squeaky, and the brush roll sounds a tiny bit funky on wind down. It has a bit of a dusty smell to it, but that's to be expected. But it works beautifully. I mean, I could feel that pounding away at my carpet. So, and honestly, I don't know why, but that like weird dusty smell, I don't know why, but for some reason I like that smell. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. But for some reason, when I get a vacuum like this and it has that like very mild, dusty kind of smell, maybe it's not even a dusty smell, but whatever smell that is, I for some reason find it relaxing. I don't know why. Obviously, I'm going to clean up this machine and refurb it. But functionally, it's perfect. And it has all the attachments. This door actually latches properly. It looks like she tried to sell it at a garage sale at some point for $10 and apparently couldn't do it. So, but it has all the attachments. Dusting brush needs a clean, but that's to be expected. And all original. So that's fantastic. There we go. So for 20 bucks, I mean, I'm not complaining. I really like having this, man. I haven't used one of these like in really good condition in a long time, and I gotta say, it brings back a lot of memories and a lot of nostalgia. I don't know if any of my family members who had these specifically had the blue color specifically, but or if they had like the green one or the black one, or I honestly can't remember. I think there was a red one too, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know if there were any other colors. The more WindTunnel-esque collectors can probably correct me on that, but this one's easily my favorite because I'm a huge fan of the color blue, and it has the better hose on it that's like actually usable, unlike the Tempos. It's just really, really nice. And yeah, I think the black one worked fine, but I think I will probably end up selling the black one and keeping this blue one. So, if I figure out how to actually disassemble one of these for shipping, then maybe I'll go ahead and sell that black one off to hopefully maybe another collector. At some point, I will set up my offer up to where I can actually, because I'm not dealing with eBay with the shipping and everything, but on OfferUp, I may set up my profile to where I can start selling more machines, because I have a lot of machines I gotta sell, and maybe listing them on there would make that a little bit easier. So, anyways, that's the wind tunnel, and we'll move on to one of these. Next, we'll move on to this Dyson V7 Motorhead, and this Dyson V7 has an interesting story behind it because, and it came with everything you see here, is it also came with an extra battery, which I've yet to try because I honestly haven't figured out how to take the batteries off this yet. Not that I really took any effort into actually trying, but this Dyson V7 Motorhead I acquired through eBay, and I was supposed to get it like quite a few weeks ago. If you remember that Dyson unboxing video where I unboxed all the accessories and got that camera, this was supposed to be that camera. Or I should say that camera was supposed to be this. So after a long time of talking to the seller and getting the other person who got the camera to or got the vacuum to cross ship it to me, and I shipped them the camera, I finally got this. Now, the unboxing video went up yesterday. As of the time of filming this video, which I'm filming this on the day that I upload it, which is Saturday, this machine has been in use by me for probably a week at this point. And I've been very happy with it. I will do a full review on this, which was the purpose of me getting it. And because, frankly, I bought that Swiffer Sweeper vac, which you can't really see. You can kind of see that over there. I have that Swiffer Sweeper vac over there. I bought that for the intent. I bought that brand new at Walmart for the intention of using it. And I hate the thing. I despise it. I'm not a fan of it, even though it is another childhood vacuum. And I wanted to get the review done on it so I could return it and get my money back, because that's how annoyed I am with it. And I really do not want to sell it off to someone else because I think it's pretty crappy. But I missed that opportunity. I kept reviewing full-size machines, and I kept forgetting that I even owned the thing. And as a result, my return window has unfortunately closed. So since I'm stuck with that thing, and I thought I gotta replace this. So I wanted to find something better. Enter this. And I was also thinking, you know, there was the Hoover Linx cordless. There was also the higher end Hoover Air cordless that actually has tools on board, but both of those are more upright styles. This is more of just a handheld with a head attachment. Obviously, it can't even stand up on its own, which is my biggest complaint of the thing. But I always wanted to try one of these Dysons. And I know at the place that I used to work, they had one of these. I don't know if it was a V6 or a V7. It was a Motorhead. It was very similar to this, if not the same thing. And I kind of liked it. It was all right. So I thought, of course, it had some issues because they never maintained it, but it did work pretty good. So I thought, hey, maybe I should get one of these myself. And so I did. I paid I think I paid $130 for this with everything you see here, as well as an extra battery. And after taxes and shipping, that's about $170, which isn't great considering you can buy a refurbished one for $200. But the refurbished one, from what I understand, doesn't come with all this extra stuff. I believe those are just the handheld and the charger. But if it is all this stuff, then I'm gonna buy one of those, and I'll probably give this to a friend or something. But anyways, so this has the little switch and everything. This isn't a full review. This is just me getting it. So I guess I'll have to set the camera down to pull this out of the dock, but I'll run this real quick. All right. I know in the video yesterday of me unboxing this, I know because I was filming it with my iPhone XR instead of this Note 9, the field of view isn't as wide on the iPhone, so I didn't get a lot of stuff in frame that I was kind of trying to talk about regarding the joint being weird and, you know, a couple other things, but hopefully I'll cover all that in the full review and remember to cover all of it. But yeah, so I've been using this thing pretty extensively, and I'm a big fan of it so far. It's not perfect. I still have some complaints with it that I will outline in the full review, but I've been using it very consistently, and I'm decently satisfied with it. So there's kind of a little spoiler for the review. But anyways, let's run this real quick. Yeah, so that's the Dyson V7, and the battery life on this doesn't appear to be excellent, but it is like presumably like around 2 years old or something, so hence why it came with an extra battery. But yeah, so that's the V7, and yeah, again, that was acquired on eBay. This was also acquired on eBay. I did the unboxing video of this, and it was, well, it arrived perfectly. Now, it didn't look like this whenever I got it. Whenever I got it, the hose, in fact, I think I can grab it here. The hose looked like this. This is the original hose that it came with. And this hose, as you can see, has a busted lower cord hook. So thankfully, I just got super lucky because around the time that this was listed, someone listed a replacement hose for a Phantom Fury. So I immediately grabbed it and got it and obviously installed it. And it's not perfect. There's a tiny little kink right around here, but you can't really actually see it. You can just sort of feel the bump with your fingers. It's very minuscule and it's still perfectly fine. And whenever I got it, it didn't have any attachments with it. And it didn't have the attachment holster either, so I bought a spare attachment holster. Again, just got lucky on eBay and found that you can't really see, but there is a little hole. You can't really see that, probably. You can see there's a tiny little hole right there. Of course, it's black on black, so it's hard to see without the flash on. But because the cord hook on the original hose was broken, what the seller did is they drilled one of these. They drilled this into this little bracket here. So you can see where that little hole is. I'm not going to screw it back in, but they drilled a screw thread into here, so that way they turned this, and they had this in here like this, so they could wrap the cord around it, which is pretty smart. Now, I wasn't a fan of that because, of course, that means that there's a little bit of damage on this post. However, thankfully, I contacted the seller, and they helped me drive out this piece, and as a result, I was able to kind of like rub this down a little bit so that way the little bit of plastic that was sticking out from that hole wasn't getting in the way, and now I can put on my spare attachment holster, and as a result, my spare set of tools. So that's great. Now these tools I got off of my 10 amp Fury because my 10 amp Fury came with a full attachment set, and then I purchased a attachment holster. So basically, for this, I spent $150 on the vacuum, and then I spent an additional $20 on the hose, and an additional, let's see, like $10, $15, something like that. I think it was like $7 on this holster. Then the attachments I already had. So I basically put like just under $200 into this to get it in the condition that it's in now. Sorry I keep saying, I don't mean to do that. Damn it, I just did it again. Anyways, this machine is now with the proper hose, with the proper tool adapter, with a set of tools, and it's perfect. So that's really nice. The seller, I think their name was Ferris Studios, I think. And I had purchased stuff from this seller in the past. I don't know if I purchased my other Fury from them as well, or if I purchased something else that I don't exactly remember what it was, but the name was familiar, and they were a huge pleasure to work with, and it arrived in great shape. It was packaged very well. The person who sold it joked it probably would have been easier for them to pack a furnace, which might have been accurate, but either way, it's in good shape. So while I'm rambling, I might as well plug this in, and we can see how well it sounds. So this particular model was manufactured in 2000, just like my other 12 amp Fury. So the 36th week of 2000. I will be keeping my other 12 amp Fury because it's in such nice condition, but I may end up selling my 10 amp Fury since I need to fix it at some point because the bearings sound really bad on it. Obviously, if you saw the review of the 10 amp one, you would know that. So I'll probably try to work on it at some point, and I know a lot of people really want the 10 amp Fury because that's the one from the infomercial. You know, all the Phantom collectors want it. I personally don't really care about that, and I prefer the 12 amp, so that works great for me. So I pretty much have a guaranteed sale if I do decide to get rid of the 10 amp Fury. Nevertheless, also I didn't show the serial number on the WindTunnel, did I? That's not, damn it, they keep putting the stupid sticker on the bottom. I really don't like that. So when is this from? I don't think I ever looked at this. This is from... It's upside down. Sorry, it's upside down. Let's see. I'm not sure where I can find date information on this. Normally there's a pretty easy date code on here, but I'm not seeing it, unless I'm looking in the wrong spot. So maybe you can figure out from that when this was made. I'm not as good with dating Hoovers, but there's the info on that WindTunnel. And in the case of the Dyson, I don't even know where the sticker is, if it even has one. Well, actually, probably on the battery, wouldn't it? Yeah. Right underneath the battery. So that's... I should probably register this on... This is 16 amps? That's not right. Really? Dyson SV11. But it's not a V11. Interesting. I think Dyson stopped putting date codes on their machines. Because the newer Dysons that I see don't appear to have date codes on them. I know the ones in Europe seem to don't have very good date codes either that are all that usable. Anyways, is this on high power? Yes, it is. So let's try this real quick. Well, that's really, really great, and I'm really happy about that. So, 150 bucks, can't complain. I made sure, since this is the exact Fury I've always wanted, I made sure that whenever I saw it on eBay, to not tell anyone else about it that I was getting it until after I already won the auction, which thankfully I did. So, I'm happy about that. So, yeah, this is the exact Fury I've always wanted because I love this orange color. From what everyone's been telling me, and what my previous impression was, this is the Walmart exclusive model of the Fury. Obviously, this is exactly identical to my other 12 amp Fury other than the color scheme, but it is definitely my favorite looking Phantom, at least unless there's a blue Fury that I'm unaware of, but as far as I know, there is no blue Fury. I'm sure if there was, I would have figured it out at this point, but since orange is my second favorite color, then this is definitely my favorite Fury that exists, and my favorite Phantom that I could ever own. And the fact that I have my favorite Phantom of all time in my collection now is extremely awesome. I mean, I've said before, my two favorite vacuums are the Copper Edition Phantom Fury and the Bissell Power Glide Platinum. And while I did have a Fury, so those two pieces of my collection were complete, I didn't have the exact version that I really wanted, and now I finally do, and this is nice. It's actually in worse condition than my green Fury, so I may actually use this occasionally to clean the house, because I kind of want to, because I really like this, but at the same time, it's the classic vacuum collector's dilemma. Like, I want to use it because I really like the vacuum, but I also don't want to use it because no parts. It's a Phantom, no parts. But I do also, from the same seller that I got the spare hose from, I also managed to score a spare Fury brush roll. So that is really, really nice. I've gotten really lucky with that. So I do have now a spare hose with a broken hook, but still. But I have a spare hose now, and I have a spare brush roll. So again, that's not enough of an incentive to want to actually use one of these on a consistent basis, because if some other part of the machine breaks, then yeah, you're not going to have a lot of luck. But at least I have that little bit of insurance. So if I mean, maybe I'll only use this on Halloween, because it's black and orange. It's kind of Halloween themed. Plus it matches this, like, look at how good it looks on this carpet. I mean, come on. Look at that. The black shells in the background, the orangish carpet, you got the orange Fury. Like, this looks so nice. How can you not want to use this? Man. I just want to get like 7 Furies. I just want to get like 5 or 6 different Furies, so that way I can use them and I don't have to worry about them as much, because I have multiples of them. But at the same time, it'd be kind of mean, because then if someone else wants a Fury, then that's a few less Furies that are potentially on the market for them. But at the same time, I don't know. But yeah, like you can tell like how much I'm drooling over this thing. And I wish it came with attachments, but I do at least have. This is the only dusting brush I have. But I'm still trying to find another dusting brush, because I have 3 sets of floor tools and crevice tools, but I only have 1 dusting brush. And then I have a pet hair tool, but I don't have the holster for the pet hair tool. So I'm looking for 2 more dusting brushes, and I'm looking for the holster for the pet hair tool. And there's a few other, like, I'm also still looking for the hose and handle for my Dyson DC07 Low Reach. That's the correct color. But either way, so I love the look of that orange light. That looks so cool. And I know a lot of people tend to hate on these because they prefer the green original sort of Fury color. I mean, they don't hate on them, but every single Phantom collector that I've known prefers the green style to this orange style, which is great for me because this is my favorite. So if anyone has another one of these they want to get rid of because they like the green one better, then hit me up, because I would gladly own 2 or 3 of these, because I just really like them that much, and they're just so hard to find now. So it's in good shape, and plus the person who owned it, they only used it a few times, and they knew its collectability, so they stripped it down to the motor and cleaned it out a few times as well. And obviously they did that little mod to keep the cord hook working, but of course I've undone that. But when you put the tool caddy over it, you can't see the blemish, and if anything, it's kind of better, because the little bit of plastic that's sticking out as a result of that means that little peg sits on there more snugly, so it worked out perfectly. So yeah, that's the Phantom Fury 12 amp copper edition, or orange edition. I don't know what the official name of it is. I always heard it referred to as copper, so I always referred to it as copper. But, so that's great. I love that. Love this WindTunnel. Love this Dyson V7 Motorhead. And this was a very, very nice episode of Vacuum Saved to film. And we can see, you could hear this Fury, picking up some stuff. I can't believe how great these things work. You can see, just, look at that. I mean, that's just this tiny little bit of carpet that I already vacuumed with 2 other machines just now. And you can see what it got. It still picked up a bunch of stuff. Not a bunch of stuff, but considering this tiny little area, I'm just so impressed with these Phantoms, and I wish that there was. I know the Clear Track. I know the or not the Clear Track. The Workhorse is still on the market, and I would love to check out a Workhorse or a Clear Track or whatever, CMS 1000. They're all the same thing. I would love to check out one of those, but I don't really feel like paying $350 for a machine. So this is really nice, that's really nice, that's really nice, and this video has probably gone on long enough, but hopefully you found it entertaining, and hopefully it was fun to watch. So anyways, this is Untitled Studios signing out with this episode of Vacuum Saved. Another, again, all these machines are ones, so I will be keeping all of these, no surprise. But I like I said, I may end up getting rid of that black WindTunnel at some point, because I do not need 2 of the same machine. unless it's a Fury or an Elite Cyclonic or a Power. Okay, yeah, okay, I get it. I probably, I clearly am a bit of a vacuum hoarder, so to speak, but you get the idea. This Fury is really nice. I already said all that. Anyways, I might do a demo with this Fury because honestly, it works so well. But at the same time, it has enough blemishes on it to where I'm not like super paranoid about it getting an extra scratch on it. So I will probably do a demo with this at some point, vacuuming my whole house like I do with all my other machines. So out of all the Furies I have, this is the one that'll probably do it. So, and I'll also do a demo with, probably not a whole house demo because the battery wouldn't last long enough, but do a demo of this. Probably I'll do a demo of that once I clean it all up. I probably won't do a demo with the black one, or maybe I will, I don't know. I'll do one of those. And of course, there was the request for the Dyson DC-18, the Elite Cyclonic. A lot of demos to do, a lot of reviews to do. I may do a review on my Elite Rewind after this, after this video, so that will possibly be the next video. I don't like to promise videos because sometimes I'll end up releasing a different video instead because something happened. So that may be the next video, but either way. So this is Untitled Studios with a signing out. That doesn't make any sense. This is Untitled Studios signing out of this vacuum save video, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace.